Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a hat on, I have a giant hoodie, or not giant, but I have a fleece on. I am freezing, so I will take this off, but if you're wondering why I'm wearing it, that's why. But before we jump in, just make sure you are subscribed below and you like this video. Well, I hope you like it. If you do, you can give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. It doesn't really matter to me. Actually, it does. Please don't break my heart. Okay, silliness aside, I am here to review the Supergoop Superscreen Daily Moisturizer SPF 40 PA+++. Okay, I got through it. Good job, Dana. But yeah, this is a new to me sunscreen. I have been looking at it online for a while, and I was trying to run through one of my other sunscreens before buying it, but I think I just, Black Friday got me, so I got this, I think 20% off, but it retails for $38 normally, so it is on the pricier side, but at the same time, the other chemical sunscreen that I have right here, which is the LaRoche Posay, I don't even know, Athelios 60. I'll write all the descriptions of what I have below. This one is, I believe, in the upper 30s, so like 35, 36. So they're pretty much the same price. So I have seen this for a long time and I've really wanted to try it. It is marketed as a moisturizer plus SPF. Obviously the SPF is 40. The PA+++ is, I think it's a European or Korean kind of notation of like measuring SPF, which is supposedly better than what we have in America. But if you look at the active ingredients, I didn't see any that were so different than what we have. So not really sure about the PA+++. If anyone knows, absolutely let me know below. But I was just looking at what I have back there and here, and they have very similar ingredients, so I don't really know how they get to say that and try to like make it all fancy. Anyway, I'm jumping in too soon. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it on my face, I'm gonna tell you all about it, and then I will, at the end, go over some of my thoughts, and I have quite a few of them. So let's just strap on in, that's not the word. Let's jump in and get this show on the road. Okay, so this is, like I said, moisturizer plus SPF. That is one of the biggest draws that I had toward it, and I think a lot of people do. You just don't find that as much, and it eliminates having to do two steps in your process into one. It comes in this kind of weird not tin. I don't even know what it is, but that's where all of the sunscreen is, and then there's a little top, let's see, right there. So you can have this just so it doesn't get everywhere. It comes in 1.7 fluid ounces. I don't think there's a travel size out there, so that's something to keep in mind. But I would say that this is pretty convenient to take on the road and travel. It's plastic, which obviously I don't really love plastic. I think, so if you look at something like Raw Elements, they come in metal tins, which is great because it's much more easily recyclable. Plastic, as we know, just stays here forever. But I would say that this is pretty convenient, and I don't feel like, since you're twisting it on and off, I don't think it's going to come out while you travel. So this is UVA and UVB protection, SPF 40. They say that it's the last step in your skincare routine. So I don't know why you would be doing other steps in it besides maybe washing your face and or putting on some serum. But there's no need, absolutely no need to put moisturizer on before this, which I will show you shortly. And they do say to reapply every 2 hours, which is basic for pretty much all sunscreens, chemical, mineral, whatever you have. Again, not sure how that could work, and you will see very shortly. So the main active ingredients in this are avobenzone, homosalate, and octisalate. They all range from about 2.5% to 8%, and that's how you get the SPF. Also, there is proof that this, well, basically, if they put an SPF on whatever sunscreen it is, it does have to meet that standard, and that is tested by the FDA. So if you're wondering why certain levels are lower, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not getting enough protection. It's the combination of those together, and the company does have to prove that it does live up to that standard. And Supergoop does a really good job of explaining that. They have actually studies on their website showing how they've been tested and meet that requirement. Okay, we're gonna put it on. I took my hat off, put my hair up just because I can't do stuff with my hair and my face. And I'm about to put this beauty on my face. I say beauty. We'll see about that. Okay. I always just take whatever is left over there because why not, right? Okay, so I'm starting with this amount, and I am doing that because, guys, I've used this for a while now. I didn't want to go into this video without using it, but this amount, like, it's not a lot. I honestly think it might be enough. So I'm just gonna spread it. Okay, that's not enough, but let's start with that. So I've read actually every review on the Supergoop website because I'll talk about that later. And there's some people that say it smells wonderful. I don't know what they're smoking. I don't know who they are, if they can actually smell. This stuff smells absolutely terrible. Like the worst stuff I've ever smelled. I don't even want to put it on my face. It smells that bad. And I've never said that about a sunscreen before. And this sunscreen, the LaRoche Posay, it has very, very similar ingredients, especially the active ingredients. Very, very similar active ingredients. Does not smell like that. This smells like something you would find in a junkyard. I'm not even trying to be mean. It just smells terrible. And it does. I feel like, sometimes you smell something when you open it and then you put it on your face and it's gone. This stuff like freaking lasts. Okay, so I did need a little bit more. And the problem, I'm just going to get into it already. The problem with this is if you've ever read anything online about how much sunscreen you need, even one of my other videos, I talked about it. It's like a crazy amount, like a quarter of a teaspoon, maybe an eighth. That's a big difference, but like a lot. Chemical sunscreens are a little different, but at the same time, like that's as much as I put on. And I don't feel confident that it's probably enough. But at the same time, if I put more on, I will be shining. You'll be able to see me from Mars. My face will be shining that brightly. So that's my issue with it. I'm already getting into it. Okay. So I can still smell it. I would say like nice and dewy right now. I put on kind of the bare minimum amount that I feel comfortable putting on. So one thing about the active ingredients, I wanted to read this exactly from the EWG working group website, Environmental Working Group, EWG, that's what it's called, about the three main ingredients, the three main active ingredients. So the first one, avobenzone, that one gets a lower toxicity rating, which is a 2. So their scale is 1 to 8. So 2 is not bad. The other ones, homosalate and octasalate, both have a moderate or 4 rating. So those are also not that bad. The one that gets the worst one is oxybenzone. So oxybenzone is one of the ones that gets the highest rating, which is an 8. Be a little bit more cautious with. But I just wanted to throw that in because I think it is important to kind of know there are levels of chemical sunscreens, and some are considered better and some are considered worse. So there you go. Okay, so I do have it on, and now let's just jump right into my thoughts on it because I already started going into that. Where do I begin? First off, let's just start with kind of what they say. And let me preface this by saying I do love Supergoop. I actually have this one. This is the Zinc Screen, which I tend to wear more mineral sunscreens, but in the summer it is hot and humid in North Carolina, and I find that with my really active lifestyle, if I wear a mineral sunscreen, I just sweat it off my face. So in the summer I do need something that is more chemical based, which I know, please don't at me, please don't yell at me. I understand that a lot of them are not reef safe, a lot of them can have hormone disruptors. I do understand. I try to do my best, and I research the ones that have the least amount of it. But let's just leave it at that. But like I was saying, I love Supergoop. I used to use the Supergoop tinted mineral sunscreen for years and years and years, and I love this one as well. So I'm not hating on the brand by any means. I was so super excited to get this, but I just don't know how many people it will work for. My biggest issue is that you can easily apply too much and look like a grease ball. Very easily. They also say, like every other sunscreen, that you must reapply every 2 hours. I don't know how you're going to do that without looking like even bigger grease ball by the end of the day. It's just not possible. And most people don't reapply it every 2 hours, so you're probably okay in that sense, but it's intense. So my other issue, kind of going along the same lines, this is super moisturizing, dewy, whatever you want to call it, greasy, however you want to say it. I wouldn't be able to wear this in the summer where I live. It's a very humid climate, very hot. I'm too active. I already, look at this shine. People would be like, are you sweating? You just walked out of your house. How is that possible? So for me, and probably for a lot of people, it's probably a winter one. They do say it's highly moisturizing, so that does make sense. But, at the same time, I want something that's easy and I love that I can wear year round. So for $38, I'm like, that's 6+ months out of the year that I can't wear it. Not great. Now, the good stuff. So I left a review on the Supergoop website, and I left it on, I think, December 2nd. And interestingly enough, I got a reply, which I think they do all the time. That's not that interesting. And they're just like, oh, we're sorry, it didn't work out, and blah, 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 blah. And then I went and looked. For the review I wrote, and it was not there. And like I said before in this video, I went through, I think it was 70+ pages of reviews. And first off, I don't buy that as many people love this as they do. I know there are fake reviews, and I know that is a huge issue in the beauty industry, but in a lot of industries with fake reviews. I just don't know how many people are giving it 5-star reviews, honestly. Because I know there are a lot of people with skin like mine, normal, maybe combination, or oily, that this could not work on. Whew, I'm getting heated. Anyway, so I do feel like they maybe... Okay, my review is back up there. I say back because I think something a little shady happened, because it was not there, and there were reviews, that was hard to say, from the day or two after mine. So it was December 4th. Mine should be here December 2nd. And then, whatever, November 31st. They're all in chronological order. I looked, and mine was not there until I wrote them back on their website or in the email. And I was like, hey guys, thanks for reaching out, but I saw my review is not there. Can you tell me why? Did you hide my review, my bad review? And they're like, oh no, it's here, you can see it. And so then when they replied again, I went back and looked, and it was there. But it definitely was not there when I looked the first time, when they replied the first time. So that's a little shady, not gonna lie. I think I just have a really hard time believing that so many people were so honest about it. And if you read the reviews, a lot of the reviews gave them 5 stars, but also mentioned how greasy it was and that you couldn't wear a lot of it. I have a hard time believing that is real. And they could be real, but that's not my honest kind of first reaction to it. That was just not what I thought. So make with that what you will. But I just didn't love it. It wasn't something that I just didn't love it. And the last part of my little rant is that they also gave me really conflicting instructions on how to apply it. Now, a normal sunscreen like this one, I squirt it out, I put it on my face, it's chemical, there's no white cast. It doesn't matter, I could squirt out a cup of it and it wouldn't make a difference. This one, a little interesting. On their website they say to apply generously. So I was like, okay. I don't really look at websites to tell me how to apply sunscreen, I just do. And so when I first applied it, I did apply it generously, and that's why I gave it a bad review. After learning a little bit more about it and trying it in different amounts, it has gotten better. But when they were replied to my review. They said, oh, you have to just use a sparing amount of it. So I'm like, why is one person customer service telling me that, but on your website it says to apply generously? Like, those are very big differences and really affect how it wears. So those could be really small. To me, it just left me with a bad taste. I'm not gonna like say I'm never gonna use Supergoop. I love this stuff. I would recommend this much more than the other. I just don't like that, and I like to let other people know, just so you kind of go in with your eyes wide open rather than how I felt I went in. But that said, if you want to wear a really super dewy, I would say like primer, because this I wouldn't wear on its own. This looks healthy right now, but I didn't put a ton on. I would probably want to put more sunscreen on just to get the most coverage that I could and protection. But I think this will work maybe better if you're wearing like a full coverage or medium coverage foundation, because then you'll have that glow from within, but it's not going to be as blinding. But that's not what I wanted with this sunscreen, so didn't work as well for me. I will be keeping it. I will, I guess, be wearing it sparingly. And we'll see, right? Okay, guys, I hope that helped, and I will see you in my next video.